It's a little windy today. Hopefully that won't affect things. We're going to take a few shots with Browning's new 1911 380 and see how it does. Very close to being the same frame as their 1911 22. We've got some Winchester silver tips. We've got some paper set out at 10 yards, so we'll just see what happens. So you can see at 11 yards, it really has no problem hitting the paper. The trigger is only adequate on this thing. There's a little creep I don't think a lot of people will like. For a $600 gun, Browning did a couple things I think are a little on the chintzy side. For example, a really cheap plastic front patridge type sight. That certainly could have been at least aluminum, but you got plastic sights, which I don't care for. It is easy to cock, as you would expect. Very little spring tension on the slide, so a lot of people like that. Other than that, also for the price, you only get one magazine, which is, for a $600 gun, you really ought to get at least 2 magazines. So it's a little bit overpriced, seems to function well. Take a few more shots. It is soft shooting, so it's not one of those palm slapper 380s that everybody hates. But the trigger isn't quite as good as you'd expect. There's a little creep in it, a little grit. I'd expect something better out of a 1911 or a 1911 style, but it's certainly markedly better than the 22 tested a while back. So we'll take a few more shots. All right, we'll burn up another clip. It is soft shooting. It puts them on the paper. I'll compare it to a Makarov here in a little bit, just for the fun of it. So that's what it did, just cracking off shots at 11 yards. Gets the job done. The sights are not terrifically wonderful, nor is the trigger, but nor is the price. So I like it. It feels good for intimate, close-range self-defense work. It'll certainly do the job, but I have misgivings about the trigger, the plastic sights, and only getting one magazine, which is just doesn't make it a bargain. But it works, and it's at least wonderfully adequate. It does feel good. It is fun to shoot. It doesn't slap your palms. So try one out, decide for yourself. Gun fit means a lot when it comes to handguns, and regardless, particularly when you get into lighter guns or the higher intensity cartridges, which a 380 certainly is not. Alright, we've tried the new Browning, and just for fun, although the Makarov 380 is a little bit thicker, it has roughly the same envelope dimensions, as you can see. Very, very close. So, we'll take a few shots with the Makarov and see how it compares. The Makarov, of course, is double action, single action, so you don't carry it cocked and locked. Got pierce grips on this example. So double action pull and then single action pull thereafter. Neither of these 380s are target handguns by any means. If anything, the Makarov is more accurate. The first shot upper right is me. That's the double action trigger pull. The rest of them are closer in. So neither of them are soft shooting. My main objection to the Browning, even if you like the 1911 style, is the price. It's really hard to come up with $600 for what's obviously a very, very economically made pistol. So the choice is yours, but I would do some shopping. It works just fine, but they cut some corners, the lack of the extra magazine, the cheap plastic sights, and the rough trigger pull are all negatives in my book, negatives that would not be expected for a $600 380. I just don't get it. So a little too salty for exactly what you get in the box.